evening. This is the Ohm service.
Well, you guys got a pretty good turnout.
Good evening, 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 and welcome and hello to another edition of the Ohm service. I got that out. Ha, I did. Oh, quite well. That makes a change from... I can see you. I can see you, little brother there. Good evening, everybody. We have got a special guest. We've got the usual gang. So you've got me, Mark from SoulOhm Reviews. You've got Kris from Lethal Coils. You've got Aden from Little Bro Vapes. You've got Steve from BFG. And our very special guest, we've got Gabe from Light Designs. I did get that right, didn't I? Please tell say I
Yes,
did get it right.
yes, Light Designs. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello, people in chat. Kris, over to you.
Hello. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't know what to do here. Oh, wait. We're doing buffets, aren't we? First
No. You got to say hello to chat.
I got to say
You
hello
do
to
it every
chat.
week,
I have
and you
to.
forget.
That's right. I do forget.
You're the only
Hello.
one that can read, so we need you to do that. Us float down here from up north, we can't read and write like you.
Up north. I still can't say it. I still can't say top north.
Up north, lad.
Yep, still can't do it. We've got SoulOhm, BFG Hodson. What's going on, guys? Kris Doyle, Little Bro Vapes, Tolamac, Tim Baker, Goober, JP, Vaping Smurf. What's going on, guys? Timmy, what's going on, dude? We got JP Ward, Horsham Heating, Peter, 1973. We got Gab Evans, SoulOhm. How are you, buddy? Tim Baker. Luz Theron is in the house. Orion's Braces. Big love, buddy. Raspawas. What's going on? Did I say Andy Harris? Hello, Andy Harris. Nita Newbie, Bill Richards. What's going on, guys? I'm scrolling as fast as I can. Manic Stereo is in. And Pud Puffs. That is what's up. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Back to you.
Oh, back to me. Oh, right. Well, good evening and hello, everybody in chat. I know you're all right. Bro, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, I feel a hell of a lot better. The snot's dried up. You're all glad to know. I am feeling a lot better.
Yeah, you.
I'll tell you what I'm going to say to you, Mark. We'll just touch on this very, very quickly. You know when, before we came wonderful vapors and got off them horrible stinky winkies, do you know when you had a cold, right? It was a nightmare, wasn't it? Because you had like that tarry, horrible, I'm not being horrible for disgusting. You know when it was stuck on your chest and you were coughing all the time? I have noticed when you do pick the cold up now, because obviously I've got young kids and they drag it home from school, you don't get anything like that. You still get a little bit there, but you don't get anything like you did when you smoked.
No, must admit, yeah, totally agree with you. So what was your excuse then? Because you've been really, really poorly.
Yeah, it's been there, but it's just been the normal, what you'd normally get. You know what I mean? You know, if somebody didn't smoke, it isn't that clogged up black absolute crap that you get on your chest when you smoke. So it just shows what it's doing for us and how different your body reacts to having them horrible stinkers when you've got sort of like a cold. And I don't get as many colds as I used to.
Cool. I don't get as many colds, I must admit. Jan's on a second cold now, poor lass. Right, how are we going to do this one? Steve, it's been a week, mate. What's your buffet and what you drinking?
Right.
And then you can pass it on to whoever.
Oh, this could be interesting. Ooh. Am I allowed to pick on the young one?
Oh yeah, of course you can.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
The last person that said that still hasn't come home yet, so. Right.
Pretty close to the goal with that one, aren't you? It's not even come home yet.
Take it. All right,
Obviously,
man.
Wasn't that's what I was thinking.
Hey, up shit's coming off. He's manning up. He's bearing up to you, lad. He's bearing up to you. This guy ain't taking no shit, I'm telling you. I can see straight away.
My fried top's as wide as his 2 arms. I don't care. I'll sit on the bugger. That'll take you. Right.
Which way round?
Oh, don't go there. No.
Tipped up.
This evening, the battle axe with the drop. They're done top. And inside that, a very nice banana chill from Duty Free, which is super. Absolutely lovely. Lovely. The big boy build. Got that on top of the Aegis, the original one. That's the RSDA from Steam Crave. Loving this.
Good, innit?
Get the right coils in this and fog machine. Inside that, Mystic Mint ice cream from Nova Vapes. I love this stuff. Fat boy's delight. This is the only thing that's missing is the wafer cone. It's fab. VK Flash and the Fugly on top. And inside that, it's the last dregs of my Mr. Coffee caramel latte.
Oh, nice that.
I've got to buy some more of that. Rewrap drag, and that's got the Aromomizer light on top, and that's got the Nova Vapes Mystic Mint ice cream in as well. And finally, we've got V with the turbo on top, and that's from Vactio, indeed. We're going old school with that one.
Guess that thing.
Thank you. And inside that is some blue rads from Nova Vapes. So, right, seeing as he's giggling, bless him. Gabe,
I saw one of my homies is in the chat. Skull and Paws is he said something about TJ Maxx. Are you calling me out? Are you ready to arm wrestle right now? I'll snap those twigs.
We won't chuck that up for the northern folk.
Trust me, son, my puppies are bigger.
I know, that's why I took my sweat off.
I beat Aden, so yeah, you've got no chance.
If you remember a TVP's group, there is a picture in there of me in a bra.
Yeah, but you borrowed it off me, mate. Right, Gabe, what you vaping on, dude?
I keep it nice and simple during the summertime because I'm spread really thin during the summertime, but during the winter I have like a huge buffet. Right now I'm using the V-God Elite Mech with the Kabuki RDA on top, which is one of my most favorite RDAs. It's like a super underground single coil RDA. In there I'm running a triple fuse Claptons that I built at some point, and then I am vaping on some juice from my own juice line. This is Light Design's Light Liquid Legacy, which is a lemon cookie cheesecake. So if you took a bunch of lemon cookies and made like crust and then filled it with cheesecake, that's what it tastes like. It's real good.
Oh, I'm a big lemon fan.
Yeah, I think you guys would dig it. It's a really, it's more of an advanced type flavor, you know, a well-seasoned vapor type flavor because it's very heavy-bodied and it's very rich. And I'm pumped on it. You know, it's my daily vape almost every day. You know.
Nice.
And that's it. That's all I really need right this second. I'm chilling.
I think you owe Skull and Paws $10 there, Gabe, because he's bigging up the juice already in chat.
Skull and Paws has been single-handedly supporting my juice line for a couple of years now.
Bless. And why not?
Skulls. Go see the FDA. They'll get you off this stuff, mate.
Oh, man.
Right, Gabe, you've got to pass it on now, dude.
Oh, jeez. All right. Oh, I got to bring it back to the local legend, Lethal. I gotta throw it over to him. You guys know we live very close to each other. Is that crazy? It blows my mind. We had no idea.
For a long time, too.
We had no idea either. But anyways,
so, yeah,
lethal.
What's the actual local legend for? Because we've heard a lot of things about him, especially
no hobos, no hobos.
Does it involve tramps?
Yeah, I heard some crazy stories about this man over here. I'm not at liberty to share because I don't know if his court cases are finished up yet or if it's still going.
It was only 3 weeks ago we found out that he put people in his wall, and it was a glory hole.
The lethal part is not about, you know, how sick his builds are. The lethal part is, man, he gets dirty.
Hey, they didn't complain at the time. But then again, chloroform smells very familiar to them. Oh my. All right.
Oh my.
Oh my, oh my.
Oh my.
I hate to tell you this, Chris, but gaffer tape, you know, that's not a sexual aid. I'm telling you, mate. Stop it.
It stops the squirrels from screaming.
Where's your shirt?
I'm so sorry. It was morbid, obviously.
That was fucking hilarious. I mean, stinking hilarious. Yeah. Hello, guys. So, yeah, what am I vaping on? We've got the Vupu Drag with the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro on there. Why is it not on the stack? Because I took it off. We've got the Knucklehead Vapes Duster with the Knuckle RDA on top there.
That's patinaing rather nicely.
It is. It is. I want to polish it, but I'm really trying to hold off. We've also got that topside JUUL in silver with the drop dead on top. What the fuck is going on?
I'm trying to be good, but you're not making it easy.
I've got my towel ready. I got my lotion.
Who needs a towel when you got these?
Jeez. What kind of show am I on?
He didn't warn you, Gabe, did he?
He didn't warn you. Yeah, come on to this strange show. It's brilliant. Yeah.
And then we're up with the Dot Mod Dotbox 300 LiPo box with the Dead Rabbit RTA on top. And then finally, my last one, we've got the Me 1. And what I'm vaping, as far as juice, we got Sad Boy, strawberry, and blueberry jam cookies still. Loving those. And we got some Blackberry Jam Monster, again. One of my favorites. And Lemon Granola Bar from Yogi.
From Yogi.
From Yogi.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo. It's a picnic basket.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Rub it on your skin, boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo, I found some lotion in this picnic basket.
Hey, boo-boo, does this smell like chloroform?
Wait, what was his girlfriend's name? Mindy or something? I can't remember. But that's what I'm on, so take it away, Mr. Little Bro Vapes, my man, Aden crew.
You should really have that thing about Yogi Bear in the... No, really not.
No, really not.
Systems. I've got the Alexa version 2, loving that, with some menthol in it. I've got, this pod is really good, Meadow it's called, and it is quite a nice pod. And in that I've got some Pod Salts, blackcurrant menthol. We all know I like a little bit of menthol.
Menthol?
You sure that was Meadow and not Pedo?
Pedo, not Pedo. There's no chloroform in there. We have got the off. It's the Next Mesh tank in there, the SoulOhm tank. A review just come out for that, so go and check it out on my channel. Pretty pleased with cherry on tap. Really nice tank, loving that. We've got some of my mates, Balaz, a bit of berry in there.
So good, isn't it?
Nick. Then we've got the Vapemon gearbox, which is quite nice. I still love this. With the Raptor on there. The review coming out for this in the next couple of days. Another mesh tank. I'm mesh tanky upping this week. Loads of them out. Then I've got the lovely Plastic Fantastic, which is the VX200 from Orgs Vape.
That's a good mod.
With the yeah, do you know, it's absolutely brilliant for going to work or something like that. That's what it's built for, really.
Heck yeah.
With the wonderful King. Where's my button? I love pressing this button. I love filling it up. It's the Falcon King. And I actually make that noise every time I fill it up. And in that I've got some Blaz as well. I have got some... no, I'm actually lying. I haven't got Blaz in that. I had Blaz in the other one. And I've got some Vape Star Red Laces. So I've got a review coming for that as well. Ooh. That's basically what's buffet.
Lovely.
Over to my wonderful brother. It's been a week. What are you vaping on?
What am I vaping on? This is the question.
Do tell.
Well, as you all know, it was my wedding anniversary last Thursday, and unbeknown to me, I was treated to this. I have got the X-Home V3. Yes.
Did you just call it the X-Home?
X-Home.
It's Hex-Ohm.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. Hex-Ohm.
Oh, you said X-Home.
No, I didn't say it's a sex-home or
What?
anything.
Sex-Home?
Or sexual oboe or anything like that. I said it was a Hex-Home.
I didn't say it was sexual. I said X-Home.
Hex-Home.
It sounded like it.
It's not got any aluminum in it, has it? Oh.
Aluminum.
Mark, didn't you do your first review on one of them?
Very, very similar. That was the true mod. It was the actual...
Right.
Very, very similar. That was a PWM. This one into PWM. And yes, my wife got me this one, so I want to give a big shout out to my beautiful wife and say thank you very much. And I also want to give a shout out to the Vapor Store in Worksop for looking after my wife getting this in the first place. So thank you very much. On top of there, I have got the MGTK from Cool Vapor, which I'm still loving. Review of that one will be up next week. What else have I got? I have got the Jab 4. Loving this Mac. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, I have got the Slide with the Coolfire Ultra with 4000 mAh battery internal.
Not 400.
And last but not least, I'm on the PAL 2. What are they classing this? It's
an AIO.
No, is it second editions or
It's the PAL 2, but they've got obviously the different. It's because that's more like marble effect. That's all.
Yeah, but there is difference because you've got difference on your magnets. You've also got your door that's different because you've got an actual window now.
No, that's the PAL 1.
No, that's PAL 2.
Yeah, but the difference of the door, the PAL 2 is exactly.
No, it's not. It's different. The PAL the original PAL 2 didn't have a hole there.
Well, the PAL 2 that I've got...
Yeah, no, it's the new edition.
No, the original one that I've got, that PAL 2, the original one, has got the same gap. It's exactly the same system.
Are you sure?
So it is. The first PAL is the one without it at the back, because the actual whole pod's different. It's just square with a hole in it.
No, the PAL 2, this is the second edition of the PAL 2. And the original first PAL 2 didn't have a window at the top.
All right. Well,
and also,
because I've got two of these, I've got the original.
Also, on the inside of the PAL 2, you could see the magnets there and there, whereas on this version you can't.
Oh, well, mine you can.
Well, then
I've got two of these.
Mm.
I've got the one that's just black, the PAL, just normal PAL 2.
Mm.
And I've got it's exactly the same as this, the PAL 2. But the version 1 is different on it. But I don't know, it doesn't say any different, because obviously I've reviewed this.
There you go, brotherly love argument there. There you go. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Right, what juices am I on? Blaz Melon. I'm on Candy Kiosk Mountain Cotton Candy, which is quite nice actually. Our Aden recommended this one. This is the Vape Doo-Doo.
Vape Doo-Doo.
That's what it says, Vape Doo-Doo. And that's the Ritual, which is the blackcurrant, apple and mint. And it's the mint that's quite interesting. It's not like a spearmint or a menthol mint. It's more like a garden mint. That is nice. That's nice. And I'm also on 21 Vapes, Queen of Hearts, which is a cherry drops. And that's it. That's what basically I'm on. There you go. That's my Buffy. Thanks ever so much for watching. Right, so has anybody got any news or anything to say? Any updates or anything?
Hello to the Devil Vapor.
Devil Vapor, Deanie Boy.
He's just settled the argument as well, apparently, according to our Vape royalty. There's 2 different versions of the PAL 2, one with a window and one with the original one. So one with and one without. Before we go any further, can we just big up SoulOhm? Because it's not very often you see 450,000 views appearing on somebody's...
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
That was an awesome thing to wake up to this morning.
450,000 views.
It was a lot nicer than the pictures you normally send me.
Yeah, you gotta stop watching your own videos.
Right. You are totally right. There's the 2 magnets on that side, and then the other side, there's no window on it. You are totally right. I do apologise.
Do you even do vape reviews, dude? I'm only kidding. I'm only teasing.
I've got 2 of these. I've got the original one, and I swear I had an hole in it. Saves me ass. It's got 4,500 views. That's absolutely fantastic, brother.
Yeah. I was well chuffed about that one, yes. Doing well. Nice and steady. I mean, we're coming up to 3 and a bit years now doing reviews, so yeah. Coming on.
Well, you're 4 in August, aren't you?
4 in August. So 3.5 then.
4 in August.
Either way, mate, it's still an impressive figure.
Nice and steady.
Nearly 500,000.
You close to your 3K as well?
Yes, very, very close to my 3K. I think about just 100 away from 3K.
I just subscribed, so you got 1 more.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, we like him. He can come again.
Yeah,
definitely.
Now you like me.
And again, and again, and again.
I'm just jealous of your youth and guns, mate. That's what it is.
Thank you. Well, I have to show off because my lady friend's watching, so I gotta look cool, But
Oh, is that Skulls and Paws?
yeah, it's Skull and Paws.
So then, since you're the special guest, Gabe, let's know all about you. Come on, tell me what you do, your history, your background. We don't want to know what size you are, but all that information.
I'm happy to tell you what kind of, I could.
Outstanding warrants, felonies.
Believe it or not, I actually have a completely clean record, which if you watch my YouTube channel with all of my driving stuff, which you'd find it hard to believe, but I actually have a clean record, and I'm sticking by that.
Good man.
So I'm record or driving record?
Driving record, yeah. So I'm Gabe Smith. I have a YouTube channel called Light Designs. On my channel, I do vape gear, like vape reviews. I also do coil builds here and there. And then I've kind of branched out more into skateboarding and kind of taking people through a journey of building my own professional race car and then learning how to become a professional race car driver. I purchased my childhood dream vehicle from salvage auction about 2 years ago, and I've been building it on my channel. And then now we're at the point where I'm doing, some races and taking it out in the world, and working my way up in time attack and hill climb rally racing. I also have a full clothing line on my web store, which I have a web store where we sell my clothing line as well as vape gear. And my web store is called catinabox.com. I just dropped my summer collection, and I'm adding new designs all the time. I also have a juice line that's available on budgetvapors.com. And yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I'm also a touring musician. I do electronic music, mainly focused around drum and bass and dubstep and kind of like grime type stuff with a little bit of screamo in there. I kind of dive into the screamo dubstep kind of atmospheric stuff as well. And then, yeah, so my YouTube channel is just kind of, it's more than a vape channel. I don't want to be considered a vape reviewer. I don't want to be boxed into the corner of being a vape reviewer. I just want to be considered a content creator on my channel. You know, there's vape gear because vaping is a major part of my life, but there's also other stuff, and it's kind of like a slice of my life and my journey as growing into an adult, you know?
It'll never happen. It never comes. I've been looking for it myself.
Blimey heck. That was a lot wanted. So when did you start your channel then?
I started doing YouTube when YouTube first came out, and Light Designs isn't my first channel. I've had quite a few channels, but I started Light Designs. It was a Facebook exclusive video series about 4 years ago, and then I switched over to YouTube about 3 years ago, and I've been loving my stay. It's been nice. Thank you for having me, YouTube.
Oh, bless you. Somebody's after the silver plaque.
It's my full-time job. I'm hustling on it. I want that plaque. Susan, I want that plaque.
That's not full-time. That's overtime.
Yes, that must be nice to have that silver plaque. Hey, I've just got a space just here. Just there. It'd be lovely that. Just there.
When I get mine, I'm not even going to hang it on the wall. I'm going to put it on like one of those standing picture frames in front of me for every video. And that's how I'm going to do my video.
First 10,000 or 100,000?
10,000, isn't it?
It's 100,000.
Sorry, 100,000.
Yeah.
You always miss a note off, don't you, bro?
I'm terrible. Come on, I can't. I'm terrible.
I listened to him saying then, forget the stand. I thought he was going to say, get a big old Beastie Boy chain and have it round his neck.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, I work
almost
20-hour days, 7 days a week. When I get that plaque, I'm going to put it under my skin. I'm going to get like an Iron Man,
Good man. So, can I ask you a quick question? Because I'm of a certain age, what the hell's grime?
Grime is it actually comes from London, and grime is kind of like a rhythm. It's kind of like a kind of rolling dubstep that's a little bit faster. It's kind of the bridge between drum and bass and dubstep right here. It's a little bit more energetic and a little bit more danceable, I guess, than like Skrillexy type stuff, you know?
Ooh. Talking my language with Skrillex. Actually, we were talking about that the other day, about some of the DJs, you know, DJ Irene, we were talking about a little bit. And so I can share a kind of an affinity for some of the music that you make, so that's awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
See, Kris is down with the kids.
He's down with the kids.
You can search my house. There's no chloroform. I swear to God.
Jeez.
Yeah, tell us about that box of Haribo under your desk, mate.
Where's he going now?
He's out of here. We get too close to home. He's running away.
No lie. 3-pound bag.
Oh, I got some sweeties in my pocket if you want to come and get them.
You like gummy bears?
Do you like popsicles?
And in the other bag, how many puppies?
Jeez. No. You haven't got a chimpanzee.
You weren't helping your claim there.
I know, right?
So I've got to ask you, Gabe. So, what were you being a YouTube, we'll say, creator? Do you find it difficult mixing and matching everything all on one channel?
Yeah. When I first started, because my channel was Vape exclusive, and then I was doing other channels, and then I had a video go viral, like viral. And then I was like, okay, well, you know, this channel isn't this channel's generating significantly more analytics than my other channels. I'm going to merge everything all into this one place and kind of make Light Designs a one-stop shop. And there's a whole kind of philosophy behind Light Designs, and the Light Designs, you know, like why it's even called that. And I'll get into that in just a second because it might be inspirational to some of your audience. But yeah, so the Light Designs channel had a video go really viral. And I was like, sick. I'm going to move everything here. So whether you're into cars, whether you're into skateboarding, whether you're into whatever, it can be a one-stop shop for you to have an inclusive community to watch videos that you may be interested in and kind of express yourself with your peers in the comment section. I do a lot of live streaming on my channel as well. And it's a very inclusive place, whether you vape or whether you don't vape. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the goal of kind of merging all of my different business models into one, particular place. You go into Walmart, you buy 50 different things instead of going into a store to buy a couple things, and then having to go to another store. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's Walmart.
Yeah, it's Walmart. Yeah, who doesn't want to be Walmart, dude?
Exactly.
So if you was going to give some advice to other creators, what would that be?
If I was to give some advice to other creators, it would be mindful of the tide of the algorithm. And keep in mind that the algorithm is an ever-changing beast, and you need to learn and adapt your content. In order to do this on a professional level as your job, you need to be constantly reinventing yourself and constantly updating your workflow. Another thing is do videos that you enjoy making, because at the end of the day, you're trying to please the algorithm to get the videos out, to actually get videos pushed out to your subscribers. But at the end of the day, your videos are being made for your audience and yourself. And if you are making things you enjoy, it comes across to your audience, and your audience enjoys it, and they reshare it. And I try and make my videos feel like it's you and me. Like we're sitting here, I'm telling you, hey, I got this VGOD mech right here. I really like it because of this, this, and this. And only it's a one-sided conversation because you can't talk back. But, you could always leave the blank spot for a children's book to turn the page, what was your favorite part about the VGOD mech? I like that too. Don't do that, but you want it to be like a conversation and be personal. And I think you guys really have a good stage presence right here. Just spending a couple minutes with you, you're very honest, and we feel like I feel like I'm literally hanging out with you right here. And so I don't think that advice really is going to be super beneficial to you because you guys are already doing it. But just keep in mind that the algorithm, to actually get your videos to the subscribers, you got to keep adapting. You got to keep changing, So.
Good advice.
I've been doing this a long time.
I've only just started. I'm in awe.
I thought it was in poetry.
Well, it's what we call it, yeah.
Hello,
Will
Bobo.
I be doing a review of the Hexhome? That's an interesting one. The Hexhome that I've got, which is the V3, is now, what, 2 years old?
So?
Must be. About 2 years. So what I might do, obviously, because I like it and I'm probably going to be a bit biased, what I might do is actually just do a show and tell video. If it's
never
not
hurts to do reviews of older products, though. That's what
Oh, no. I wasn't meaning that because it's an older product. It's because, one, it was a gift from my wife, so I'm going to shine the sun out of it anyway, aren't I? So it's kind of, you are kind of a little bit... It's like when I did my first Purge mod. It was sort of like, this is not a review, it's just me showing you the mod, because it's sort of like, I really like it. So it's sort of like, yeah, you can't, can you? You can't do an honest review on something that you sort of like go gooey all over.
Yeah.
Can I just answer a comment in chat here? Mark Killar. I've never known these UK guys to be so darn quiet. We're in awe. This little dude's just appeared out of nowhere.
It looks like a little dude. I think it's just his camera, the way he looks down.
I'm 6'1", but I've been on a diet.
Still smaller than me.
He's taller than I am by like.
I'll say, listen, any small comments you want to have? I've been on a diet for the last year. Go ahead, I'll take them. I'm fine with it.
No, if there's any small comments, Mark usually fields those.
Oh, no need.
Sorry.
No need, dude.
I gotta tell you though.
Just coming out of nowhere.
See, I'm the smallest. I'm 5'5", and I look up at everyone.
How tall are you,
He's
Aden?
trying to tell us he's 6'1". Look at the size of that juice bottle.
What are you on about? That's a litre. It's only a litre bottle, that.
It's a gallon.
That's a gallon.
You're kidding? That's a half pint.
I'll look after you, Kris. Don't you worry.
I'm 6 foot, Kris.
Are you really? Okay, so you're only about an inch taller than I am.
Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
So, Kris, is that your inch or Roxy's inch?
Oh God!
Is that before or after? Is that before or after you mowed the yard as well?
I take a few inches off.
Oh, bless you. So, has anyone got any news or anything, or any questions or like that, or anything?
Well, I don't know if anybody's seen it yet, but here in Massachusetts, we're facing a 75% wholesale tax.
Yeah, you deserve it. Yeah,
We deserve
too
it.
right. Only that much? I think it should be more.
75%? Yeah.
It should be more.
Well, we're going to see a lot of B&Ms go under. with all
Yeah, I
of
mean,
this,
you
know.
cannabis smoking, blooming hobos. Yeah, I think you should have more.
Smoking blooming hobos.
No,
We have that here, but they're all on spice, so they don't move very far. They're just like that.
Jeez.
See where the Walking Dead's come from. You really can. They've got the trousers halfway around their ankles, and anybody who can sit in that position for 16 hours ain't got a clue. I couldn't be a spice then because I've been thinking of my knees.
Yeah. So on a serious note, when's that kicking in?
What, you serious now? You've just been taking the piss out of me. 75% smoking dope people. You stoners. Put it all on the crisps and chocolates.
No, not on that stuff, on vape stuff.
I know.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine that if they started taxing the munchies at that level? Washington
God.
would be on fire.
I'm going to go into a different business.
Cost me $25 for a 3-pound bag of Haribo? No way.
If anybody's got a business plan, there's one right there. You know where you've obviously got these shops where they're selling it? Next door to it, you should open a big, massive, like, wholesale sweet shop with crisps, chocolate, everything. So you've got, like, one stop. You get your little baggie. You've got all your Rizzlers and that. And then next door, you can just go and buy all your munchies.
Did you guys hear that about the Girl Scouts? The Girl Scouts here are setting up in front of the dispensaries to sell the Girl Scout cookies.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear about that.
It's that.
Now that's a plan.
That is a solid business plan.
That is a hustling group of girls, dude. Jeez, I respect that.
Yeah, but it's a lot safer than turning up on some strange geezer's doorstep. You know, do you want to buy some mint choc chip cookies?
Yeah.
You're in the middle of town. You're in the business district. Great idea.
You know they've got some change.
Yeah.
I ain't going to change them. Sorry, look, I know you went in there with a $20. I know it's like... Don't start telling me that crap.
Way to teach them to work the streets at an early age, I guess.
Oh no!
That was rough.
No.
Yeah, diabetes does suck.
I don't know why I was thinking of Bette Midler. That when she were in Beaches, you know, the young girl singing on the prom. I don't know why I was thinking of that.
We all have his fantasies, Aden. We all have his fantasies. You are the wind beneath my wings.
So hold on. So what you're saying is we've got the Girl Scouts stood outside selling the biscuits, and then there's some dodgy geezer with a load of Kleenex going, "You are the wind beneath my wings, $20."
We've obviously got to touch on this. I don't know if anybody in chat's actually looked at Empire's video and also what's been put out by Vic.
Oh yes.
Now we did the show on a Wednesday when we're all actually there. We do apologise that people have been busy this week. Well, on a Wednesday show, we touched on this. We actually showed you the actual forms of stuff that they were going to go out with JUUL. And obviously it's come to, I wouldn't say fruition, which is probably a big word, which I don't even know what it means. It's come together, and obviously it's happened to Kris Empire. We all know him, a really good friend of ours. They've gone in there with one of these mystery shoppers, and then they've gone in, asked if they sell JUUL, sold it in. He's gone off, filled his paperwork in, and then come in, give it him, and ran off, saying that he hasn't done a challenge 25. Now, obviously, the big part of this is you don't have to be 25 to buy vape equipment, and it does say on the sheet that they sent somebody in who was 18 to 19. If they think that he is over 25, they don't have to challenge him. Obviously, it's down to people's perception. But again, don't you think I'm really up for people getting tested to make sure they're not selling it underage, you know, like 16, 17-year-olds going in there, the same as they do it off license. But trying to entrap somebody for the over 25 by sending somebody in who is legal to actually buy it, I think it's a little bit crap.
I think it's absolutely disgusting, to be honest with you. Totally disgusting. And if I remember rightly, and I could be wrong, but I'm sure someone in chat will correct me, the challenge 25 is not law. No,
it's an approved age verification system, and it's more to do with selling alcohol. That if you now have a license, and I think this is nationwide. I know for definite Scotland, if you hold an alcohol license, you have to be able to prove you have an age verification system in place, which is where it came from. The challenge 21 initially, then it came to 25.
Yeah, it was also to stop the bit of people going where you don't look 20. What do you mean I'm 26 or whatever that? You upped it to make it a little bit easier as well on people to be able to challenge them at a younger age. Do you know what I mean? It was brought in a little bit easier.
Now, if I remember correctly, and Lethal and Gabe can probably answer this one better, JUUL have pulled similar stunts in the States. There's been reports of vape shops where guys haven't even gone in. They've literally just sort of put their head into the shop. And then the next thing you know, the owner's got a letter from JUUL saying that you didn't challenge our mystery shopper.
Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff like that when it comes to those guys. I don't know, they're just always looking for something, you know. Did you guys hear about the patent on the JUUL?
No.
I just found this out recently. I was talking to Lethal about it. So apparently, I was in China in April, okay? And this is when I found out about this. I was in Shenzhen talking to some of my friends, and JUUL had put a patent in place where there is no pod systems that are now allowed in the States that even slightly resemble a JUUL, and no pod system can have a flat top like the JUUL does because it's too similar. Yeah, they patent the actual shape of pod systems now.
Jeez.
And so
the kilo's got a little bit of a look of it, though, hasn't it?
That wouldn't fly. I don't think that would fly anymore going forward. I was talking to one of my friends who works at a company, and she was showing me their new pod system that they're going to outroll in the States. And my business partner was like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" And neither of us heard about it, you know, and he was telling us all about it. And then he was like, "I don't think that would fly." And it was something like that doesn't super resemble a JUUL, but it has that same kind of pod system JUUL aesthetic that we're seeing in the industry right now. And so people now, at least in the American market, need to completely change all the new products that they're planning on sending to the States for 2019 and 2020. And I was at the Shenzhen Vape Expo, and like every single company is planning on rolling out a pod system for 2019 and 2020. Because like with the popularity of SaltNick, you know, like how can you fight SaltNick? How can you fight a pod system? It's almost impossible to fight that in the industry, because you're either a hobbyist vapor who's into big cloud chasing now, or you're a pod system vapor. And pod systems are so efficient that every single company is trying to outroll them for 2019, 2020. And JUUL cornered the market, at least in America, with this patent. And so now everybody has to spend like millions of dollars to change all their designs.
You've also got to include that the pod system is very good, lucrative in business. as compared to making an RDA, or how much you would get from the benefits of producing an RDA or a mod or something like that, compared to an actual pod system, the markup is unbelievable.
You've just got to look at the actual the pods, whether they come in 2s or 3s. They're roughly 2 mil, 1.8 or 2 mil, and they're charging roughly around about £15, from 11 to £15 for it. So you're paying for a 10 mil bottle basically, or less, £15. So the juice markup on it is absolutely amazing. Now, did you know Expo, the last one we went to in May, there was a stand at the back which was selling pods which were refillable, which fitted in JUUL pods itself. JUUL actually sent somebody from their company to them and confiscated all their stock.
Oh, I believe it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That was at Expo in May.
So how did they get away with that?
Well, number one, obviously you're not supposed to have, because obviously it's a clone.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah. But like the first, there were a number of expos that we've been to, especially at the beginning, Mark. There was loads of clones already there, wasn't there? Actually in the expo. And I'll tell you what, the last 2 or 3 that we've been to, I haven't really seen so many there, unless I'm not looked.
No. Gabe, I've got to ask you a question. Regarding the JUUL and the, obviously, copyrighting it, is that copyrighted in China? Because we all know what China's like with copyrights. They don't give monkeys.
I believe that's a U.S. patent.
It's a U.S. patent. So all my friends in China and all the people I know in China, I believe, I'm not an expert on this kind of stuff, are still allowed to release to, you know, other places that the patent doesn't hold up, like UK. I don't know, but I think it's an American only patent, because when they were talking to, you know, the big talk over there is everybody's very excited to bring new things to the American market, and they're all super excited, and as an American content creator over there in China, everybody wants your opinion, and they're like, well, what do you think of this? How do you think this will do? And then, you know, and you're honest with them, and I think this would do really good, or I would change this, and this, and I don't think a lot of things that people are planning on putting out are going to be able to fly with it going into the market. I don't know. I am not an expert, but what you were saying about the cost of actually manufacturing a pod system, I'm in the process, and I can't say too much, but I'm in the process of getting some hardware out on the market and designing some stuff right now, and I'm in kind of negotiations with a company, and that's all I can really say. But the cost of actually putting out just a box mod that has a chip in it, you gotta pay a software developer. You know, there's so much that goes into actually manufacturing vape gear that people just don't think about. You know, like, why is this box mod $60? It's too much money. Smoke can do it for $30. Do you understand that it costs at minimum $500,000 to put out a regulated mod? Not even a good regulated mod. Because you have to pay people, you have to pay CAD designers, you have to do this, and this, and then you have to package it, send it over, and that's U.S. money, you know. And so, like, when people complain about the cost of things like that, you know, oh, it's this kit is $70 in my vape shop. You don't understand that, like, it probably took like 200 people to actually bring this to your vape shop that you're complaining about, you know? So the business of this, not a lot of people really think about, and not a lot of people really think about the vapor industry as being a business. You know, everybody thinks it's just like everybody just hanging out, you know, and like, oh, this new Homeboy OC dropped this new RDA. It's so sick. Yo, I love Homeboy. He's my bro. But you don't think about, like, how these people are in business, you know, and there's a lot that goes into these kind of things. And that's another reason why we're seeing so many more pod systems, because they're cheaper to make, and salt nic is just, it's cheaper. It's just cheaper to do it that way, you know. And I don't partake in salt nic.
I don't know about what you two guys think, Aden and Steve, but I don't think JUUL will get a hold of in the UK, because one, the actual pod system itself isn't any different from any other pod system that we've got in this country.
It's
And because we are limited to the 20mm nick, obviously we can't have 50mm. I don't think it'll fly in this country. And pulling stunts like they are doing with vape shops is going to make it even less.
I think moreover here the AIOs will do better where you can actually change coils, you know, like the Nautilus stuff that you get, or the Breeze and all that, and the such stuff as a PAL. You can obviously change the coils, and I think that'll be more our sort of side to it than these, because unless you're coming straight away off the stinkers and you're working the money out, if you're spending £70 a week on your stinkers and then you're paying 30 quid for your pods, it's good saving. And it is very, very simple to do. But people progress, don't they? And they want to they start off on these sort of things and then they move a little bit forward. I don't, like you said, Mark, with it only being 20mm nick, I think obviously in America getting 50mm on of it is a bit easy. But yeah, I agree with you. There's so many different devices. You've got the Kilo, you've got the Hexa.
I mean, I tell you one thing. I mean, I've used the JUUL, and comparing the JUUL to the Hex. The Hex is far superior, far superior than a JUUL, from construction and everything. Then you get to the airflow itself. It's very airy. It's a very loose mouth to lung. You can almost direct to lung it. So I'm. Because it was so like, I got the opportunity to try a JUUL, and it was so like, yeah, well, I want to try one because of all this hype, especially from America, all this hype for this JUUL. When I actually got the JUUL, I was quite disappointed with it, to be honest with you, because all it feels like is a piece of aluminium that's just literally folded around to make your oblong. You've got a mouthpiece that's oblong, and it's not exactly comfortable in the mouth. And it's so like the vape wasn't that great either. The flavour wasn't that great either. So it was so like, I was shocked, to say the least, considering the hype that America's giving JUUL.
And I think the other thing,
the hype that's around JUUL in America is obviously to do with the kids, and also you're going to be getting that high nicotine, which is obviously 50ml.
And I think the other thing to take into account is there's a cultural difference. Because if you look at the smartphone market, in America, Apple's king. Over in the UK, Android. You know, there's something about the UK where we enjoy being in control of things. We don't want to be given or told what it can do. So the AOIs, you know, that works. You choose what coils you want in. You know, you can choose your device.
That's a very good point. That's a wicked good point.
And such as the PAL 2, they're getting a lot better with them as well, because obviously you can dial the airflow in there as well. It's on the coil. It's not like you're just getting that flat. You're either getting a slight mouth to lung, or you're getting a restricted direct to lung, where now they're getting things where there's airflow on them. And you've got to admit as well, Mark, the flavour off of this is absolutely
it's brilliant.
And you've got the two different types of coil that are in there.
One of my, I have quite a few what I call unicorn mods. This was one of them. A Purge was one of them. And another one is a billet box. I've always wanted a billet box. Another one was the flask. I always wanted a Vapor Shark flask. Always wanted one. But because I've got this one, I'm actually quite chuffed, because this is basically, should I say, the poor man's billet box.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a billet box.
It's virtually identical to a billet box. It's the same kind of shape and everything. And the way that the pod actually works and taking it in and out of coil is how the billet box. I mean, the billet box is what? 8 years old? I mean, obviously it's gone through different renditions and everything like that, but it must be about 8-year-old. But yeah, I am well chuffed about this. This is sort of like, I wished something like this was around when I first started vaping.
Yeah, I've recommended it to quite a number of people as well, because it is a good starter kit, but it's also decent for people like us who are on that next stage, because it's so pocket friendly as well, isn't it? So light.
It's brilliant. And that battery, I took this out with me. We went out on Saturday, and I thought, right, I'm going to chance this. I mean, it's only 1,000 milliamp hour battery in this, only 1,000. We went out at, about 9:30 in the morning. I didn't get back until 6 o'clock at night, and I was still vaping on that. That's how good it was.
Have you guys tried the Asmodus Flow?
No.
Before? If you ever get the opportunity, try the Asmodus Flow. It's my favorite pod system. It's open system pod system. It's from Asmodus, which is one of my favorite companies, and a company that is a good friend of my business. And they have one that's kind of underground, and it's called the Flow. It comes in a bunch of colors, and it's like you were saying about how the JUUL is so rectangle and sharp edges, and it just feels really cheap. The Asmodus Flow embodies a similar kind of aesthetic, but it's rounded on the edges, and it has a surprising amount of power. I was very impressed with it.
Gabe, did you say Skulls and Paws is a dude, or is it a young lady?
Skulls and Paws is a dude.
Dude, I love you. He's just mentioned my unicorn mod, which is the Cherry Bomb.
Oh, the Cherry Bomber. Yeah.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Don't tease me. No, stop it.
Hold on.
Hello,
Jude. It was who was it? It was Vaping Irish, I think it was. About he's going to play devil's advocate. He thinks that it's more to do with vape shops not tailoring kits to users, which I think that's a really big thing. You know, if you've got a decent vape shop, they're going to actually look at what this person is going to want to use, what they're actually been smoking, and what the amount, to be able to tailor it to them, instead of just trying to get the profit off of them and sell what stock they've got.
Sorry, I'm looking at his toys, Aden.
He's got 4 of them, 5 of them.
So I got quite a few. I do a lot of Cherry Bomber rebuild videos on my channel where I teach how to do different mods to them. You can do switch hacks and stuff like this. These guys right here are clones, but this one is a real deal full copper, serial number 198. This is the legit one right there. We were selling these on my website for a little while, and they sold out within a day. And so we're trying to get more in stock, but we bought the last of them that exist. And then so now we're going to try and track down at least the clones or something like that and sell them on the site, because it's been long enough. Nobody cares. And so my business partner is running all around Shenzhen to try and track down some more Cherry Bombers to sell. But yeah,
they were awesome. They were. A lot of the clones were a bit iffy though. A lot of the clones at the time were very iffy.
This was, I hand painted this one myself. And then I did the whole inside to match as well. Nice. And then I did a video on alcohol ink treatments. So this one has an alcohol ink treatment on there. And yeah, it's cool. Cool stuff, man. It's cool to see more people that are as into the Cherry Bomber as I am. If I ever come over the pond, I'll bring you one or something. Because I have plenty.
Right, we are recording this, aren't we?
Yes, it is recording.
Yes. That's called We Got Him. Dude, next expo, get yourself across.
Alright.
From Bond Store.
What's that?
John Bold. I wonder if he's got it.
Oh, Bold Vapor.
I haven't seen him for sale for yonks.
He normally has box stock of stuff like that.
But it's just one of those mods that when I first started vaping, that was the big boy mod.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. What year did you start vaping?
Oh God. Tail end 2016. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been about 3 years, but yeah, on and off. Because I JUUL for a while, but the Cherry Bomber was like this. When you sort of look back on Grimm's old vids and things like that, and you start going through the back catalogue, that was the one. And then you saw all the hooky clones, and don't buy this, it's a bomb. Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, when they first came out, the amount of videos of them auto firing was unbelievable at the time. Loads of them.
That's what's great about them, though. That's what makes them so great. You know, you love them for the flaws.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, but let's be right. Let's slightly reframe this. Yeah, Gabe wants to be a race driver. Yeah. You don't do that unless you're planning on going to the pearly gates sideways with your arse on fire going, whoosh, what a ride.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Come on, Aden, what is it?
It's a bomb. It is.
I got something real crazy to show you guys.
Earlier on when we had, if you go back to a Christmas show a couple of years ago on Last of Summer Vapes, and I'm sat here, obviously we all know I like a good drink. It was like near enough Christmas Eve or something like that, bro.
It was something like that, yeah.
And we sat there, and I've got my Santa's had suit on and everything. I look like something out of what's that? Eddie Murphy and not Dan Aykroyd. So Changing Places, whatever it is. And I'm sat there, you know, we start putting the fish in there, and we're talking about mech mods. Now, obviously, my point was that if you put a mech mod in the hands of somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, it is essentially a bomb. It really is. It could just go bang. So then me and Mark had this massive, great big conversation about it. Obviously, I'm a little bit. It was just so funny. It was so the chat, wasn't it? Would just.
Oh yeah, the chat was alive. It was absolutely alive because I was saying no, it's not a bomb. It's not a bomb.
You guys ever seen one of these right here? This is a triple 18650 ABS box right there. Look at these internals.
Oh bless.
A whole lot of nothing in there. And then you push this in, and that button makes contact with the.
What did I have now? I had the from Green. Can you remember a company called Green Tech?
Yeah.
I had a little box. In fact, Jay's got it at the moment. A little box, wooden box it was, and that fired exactly the same way.
Sick.
Green Sound Tech.
No, it was Green Tech.
Green Tech.
Green Tech. What was it called now? It had a picture. It was the tank. Because it was a wooden box with a tank on it. The tank mod. God,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's exactly the same setup as that with a fire button. Exactly the same.
That sounds so sick.
Wow.
You could buy them in sort of like a pine colour, or you could buy them in an oaky, you know, it wasn't real oak, but it was that kind of look, or you could get them in ABS plastic.
Yeah,
pure plastic. See-through as well.
I'm just thinking that's not the sort of mod you want to be taking on the plane with you, is it?
No.
I'm taking a flight to Los Angeles in a couple weeks, and so like when I fly, I don't bring like any gear with me. I bring like one setup because you know it's like TSA is cool with you flying with stuff, but like you know like. I don't know. I get nervous about bringing like cherry bombers and like crazy stuff like that with me. And then if the off chance they're like, hey bro, this is too much, you know. And then I'd have to leave one of my cherry bombers behind, and I would cry. Oh no, thank you. I don't even want to think about that.
That was so sincere then as well, and I could cry.
So where do we get a TSA uniform from?
Yeah.
Dude, you're going to have to hand it over.
Just going into chat. I don't know what you mean, vaping Irish. I only have a little drink now and again. And all right, Village, don't you be giggling because you're just as bad, brother.
So, Gabe, for the last 10 minutes, let me hear about your juice line. How did you get into that and all that good stuff?
So I was seeing a girl a while ago, and we thought it would be fun to like mess around with making our own juice. And then I really fell in love with it and turned into a nerd. Just like coil building, I like sunk my teeth really into it and then like went nuts with it. And I had developed some flavors And this is way before the regs dropped, way before there was any form of regulation or anything like that. And then so we just started bottling juice, selling local juice, and then I wrote some recipes that I really liked, and it sold really well. And then the regs dropped, and I was like, whoa, hey, I'm going to chill and not do this. And then because my stuff was being sold before August 8th, it is eligible for a relaunch. And then so I produce a lot of reviews for this company called Budget Vapors, which is my favorite juice company. And I reached out to them, see if they wanted to relaunch 3 flavors from my line, our 3 best sellers. And they were like, yeah, sick, let's do it. And so we worked together, and it was a very kind of long but really fast process to get my juices out. And then they dropped. There's 3 flavors in my line. There's Legacy, which is a lemon cookie cheesecake flavor. There is Emerald, which is a green apple peach flavor. And then there is Squish, which is a cinnamon Danish with a hint of banana. And Squish changes flavors depending on the intensity that you vape it. And all of the flavors in the line do, but Squish is the most dramatic. So for instance, Emerald, at a lower wattage, you'll taste more apple, and then more peach comes out at a higher wattage. This, you get a lot more of the crust at a lower wattage, but more of the cheesecake comes out at a higher wattage. And these are my pride and joy. And the bottle art is actually my own paintings.
Oh, nice.
And it's based around all my paintings and based around all of that kind of stuff. And there's a little bunch of hidden Easter eggs in the paintings and in the bottle art for, like, if you're fans of the channel, you'll see it. And so the recipes are 100% done by me. The bottle art's 100% done by me. And Budget Vapors produces it in their ISO 7 lab down in Florida. And so it's I'm really proud of it. And everybody seems to like it quite a bit. So that's cool.
So what preventions are you putting in place, obviously, in case the FDA does ban flavours?
That comes down to more of a Budget Vapors logistical legal question. That I don't handle that kind of stuff.
You're just the chef.
Yeah, I'm just the chef and the marketing guy for like making reviews for their line and making reviews for my own line. And they handle all that kind of stuff. I'm no lawyer. And my juice line's only available in 0 nicotine as well. And that's because I only vape 0 nicotine, because I came into vaping for other reasons than being a cigarette smoker, which I can talk about if you guys want to hear me ramble for another minute.
Yeah, of course.
No, go for it, bro.
Go for it.
I'll give you the quick rundown. Okay, so my whole channel is called Light Designs, and I live my life by a philosophy and a code of starting every day with doing everything I possibly can in that 24 hours to light up the darkness in any way possible. I battled with self-mutilation my entire life. I started cutting myself at 6 years old and battled with it until I was about 21, 22. Self-mutilation, suicide, all that kind of stuff, that was my vice, and the battle to stay on the planet was a very difficult one for very many, many years. When I turned around 21, 22, I had worked my way to get to the point where I was cut-free, but I was still walking a fine line between falling back into it and getting dying, essentially. And I was playing a concert in the middle of nowhere in Maine, and my road guy gave me a vape. I believe this was 2014, 2015. He says, hey, some guys get real crazy about this kind of stuff. They like build coils and do all kinds of cool stuff. You might be into it because you're kind of a nerd guy, and it might help with your stress and help keep your hands busy. And I was having a really bad day. I was having a really hard time. I used to struggle real bad with just hurting myself. And he says, this might help. And so it was a 0 nicotine, like, gas station trash ego pod. It was terrible. The juice was probably just awful for you because it's like 100% PG and just gross. And I fell in love. I took one puff on it and I was into it, fell in love, and I was building coils within like the next couple weeks. And, you know, like making my own RDA top caps and building my own box mods. And I got like super into it. And it kept my mind clear. It gave me something to fiddle with. Because like you can only go to the skate park for so many hours. And then you get home from the skate park and you want to blow your brains out. You're sitting in your room slicing your arms open. And so it gave me a release to express myself and do something constructive. And I was like, yo, sick. I want to start making some videos about this because it's fun, you know, and I never, ever thought of vaping becoming a business for me. And I was like, oh, this will be a fun time, you know, like whatever. This, you know, like I came up with a cool wicking technique I didn't see anybody else do. And long story short, it took off, and I kind of embodied that same code of philosophy that I live by. And although at the time I was still really struggling with a lot of stuff, I developed this philosophy. My childhood best friend overdosed on heroin on purpose. She wrote a suicide note and shot up and killed herself on purpose. And I was a musician and skateboarding guy at the time, so her family asked me to speak at the funeral. And I stood there at 21, 22-ish years old, stood there in a funeral home in front of all of my peers. And they're all drug addicts, they're all prostitutes, they're all horrible, just the worst. And I stood in front of a room of these people, and I looked behind, and I saw a beautiful young lady dead behind me, a girl that I grew up with in the synagogue and saw her in diapers. And I walked into that funeral home, a young man who didn't really have a purpose. And I walked out a man who had a purpose to do everything I can with what I have to try to keep people on the planet another day. And then that's why the business is called Light Designs, because it's an inclusive place. Just come here. Let's build some coils. Let's talk about it. Let me show you goofing off with the cut. Come to an event. Let's meet each other. Let's talk about it. And that's why I paint my fingernails black. I get a lot of comments on my videos like, what are you, gay? What's wrong with you? Why do you paint your fingernails black? I paint my fingernails black as a testimony to overcoming self-mutilation and a way to witness to someone who may be struggling with the same thing or something different. You know, hey, Gabe, what's wrong with you? Why are your fingernails black? Oh, I went through this. Oh, geez, that really hits close to home to me because I'm struggling from this, this, and this. And then you can open that dialect with someone and share that bond of going through whatever it is, and that may save someone's life. And that's what it's all about. Every single thing I do, music, skateboarding, because the channel, I try my best every day to live by that and to inspire others to just keep going one more day. And then that's the whole spiel right there, my man.
Hey, Gabe, you inspire me, brother.
It's a hell of a lot to come to speak about that. Obviously, a lot of people who follow this and follow my channel and bits and bobs, they all know that I suffer from bipolar. And there's plenty of people on this actual stream with you who suffer daily with depression and other bits, and it's a massive struggle. So we'd completely not to feel where you come from, bro. And it's nice to see that you've come out the other side. So big thumbs up to you, bro. I know you probably don't want to slap on the back, but well done, mate, for coming out the other side and keeping that positivity there, bro.
Thank you.
And also, and one of my heroes used to, well, still does actually, wear black nail varnish, and that's Martin Gore.
Okay, okay.
Martin Gore's out of a band called Depeche Mode.
Oh, okay, yes. All right. Well,
he also used to wear dresses as well, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah,
I didn't actually know that if you wore black nail varnish, that's what it actually meant.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't mean that for everybody. You know, people wear it for their own things, but I wear it for kind of religious reasons, you know, like that.
I think that's awesome. I think it's not only awesome that you've done this in your personal life anyway, I think it's awesome that you're coming out on a show. I mean, you've got three people here that you do not know. It's the first time we've ever met, and I think for you to actually explain the way that you've just have and explain what you've had to deal with. I think it's blooming heck, dude, that is some serious shit there, really is. And thank you, because
definitely
us guys, I mean, let's face it, us lads, we don't really talk about things like that, and we don't we try and brush it off and be manly and all that lot, and I think we are getting to that stage in society that men are actually starting to talk about issues like you've just come out with, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, good on you, kiddo.
Thank you. Inspire me, Gabe. You inspire me.
With no disrespect whatever, though, dude, I'm glad you told us all that before I asked for a ride in the race car.
Well, I'll let you know how that one goes, Steve.
Might be twice, dude.
Is this going to be a bad day for him?
Are you feeling all right?
You feeling up to this?
Oh,
I'll let you know, Steve, how it goes in the race car.
No, okay. I mean, that is some very strong stuff you've just come out with, and you've got to respect anybody that can talk about that sort of thing as openly as you just did.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You know, it's all God, man. You know, it's my purpose of why I'm here, and you know, I'm just doing the work, man. You know, it's all the glory goes up there, you know. But thank you.
Yeah, big fist bump to you, kiddo.
Stu wants to know, Gabe, do you still think the Cherry Bomber is the best mod ever?
Oh yeah. What are you, nuts? Who said that?
Oh, dude.
Oh, shit.
Depeche Mode in 1986 at Earl's Court.
I'm surprised how many Depeche Mode fans have suddenly made themselves vocal after that.
Yeah, right? The entire chat.
Yeah.
So,
I love Depeche Mode.
Real quick.
If you really, before you go any further, there's a guy, but if you're really into Depeche Mode, and I mean really into it, there's a guy that he's only just started up a YouTube channel. He was calling it something like keyboards and pianos, but he's actually changed it. And his subscribers is going absolutely crazy. Bear 1 second. Oh, let me find him. What's his name now? And when I'm doing my cycle thing, I watch he roughly has about 20-minute videos he does. And he took...
How do you do that cycle thing?
I do my cycle thing.
That was a very camp cycle.
Oh, it is. Trust me. Oh, what's his name now?
Like David Williams.
His name is Vaughan George. If you're really into Depeche Mode, or you're into sort of like electronic music, and especially old electronic music, sort of like 80s electronic music, Vaughan George, his name is, and he's a record producer and artist himself. And he just sits there, and it's almost like a one-to-one, shoots the old poo, and talks about things like Depeche Mode, Gary Newman, all that kind of stuff. But he's got a real mega passion for it, and it's really, really entertaining. Totally nothing to do with music, to do with vaping, I know. But if you're into Depeche Mode, worth a view.
What's he called again?
Vaughan George.
So if you're into like trying to do gay cycling like he just did, you can actually look for Boy George. He can do.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I accidentally found him about a month ago, maybe a bit more, and he'd only had something like, I think, about 200 subscribers. I think he's hit about 5,000 now.
Yo, that's a nice jump. That's a good jump.
Do you know? I'll tell you what I've been listening to all week. David Brent. You know, they've got that Free Love on the Free Love Highway. You know, it's been on the adverts and all that. He did a film. He did it like in a David Brent style, where he went out singing. And there's the album from it as well. And I've been listening to that, and that's been quite funny this week.
There's a channel on YouTube I've only just discovered at work. Discover Music it is, but they've got various sections. A lot of it's AOR stuff. But there's this one section on it called Badass. What was the Justified? You know, that sort of redneck mix of bluegrass and rock? Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole channel's just that. It's awesome because you stick that on, and all of a sudden you sort of, where's me at? Where's me at? You know. It's one of those just before you're about to go in the most boring meeting ever. You know, stick a couple of tunes off that on. You're just all fired up and ready to beat somebody to death with an A4 pad.
Benton Wombles III said, Gabe is an awesome person and a great reviewer as well. I have to I have to corroborate that. I definitely do. I'll go over this real quick. We met at NDE, and we hit it off real well at first. You know, from the first time we met, he met the wife, and like he said, we've been besties ever since.
No, I met Lethal. It was sick. I guess you tried to talk to me, but I was busy with people or something like that.
Oh, I saw you were walking around, and I just wanted to wait my time until you weren't so busy.
It was cool. I was on my way to get lemonade for my friend, and then we kind of stumbled into each other and talked for a long time, and hit it off and became friends. And like that's what's so great about this. I've been doing a lot of events lately. I've been doing a lot of events within the last few months, and you get to meet people, and then you develop like really good friendships with people, and it's so cool. You know, and you learn people's stories, and you share your story, and then you hug, and it's a good time. Yeah.
And you were 2 towns over from where I grew up at. And, you know, and then come to find out where you live now, I lived very, very close to you for a couple of years as well.
That's and so crazy.
It's just like, well, that's like me and Steve. Because Steve literally... We first met at Expo. He came up to me while me and our Aden was trying to do a vlog and laughing his heads off. And that was the first time we ever met each other at Birmingham. Yeah. And then it was literally about a month after that. You went to I did a 2000k giveaway and Steve won. And then we found out that he literally lived around the corner. And that's how we... So, yeah.
That's so crazy.
It is. I mean, it's a small world. It really is a small world. And I've got to admit, it's so like, and I've said this many, many a time, the vaping community is such a, it is the best community I've ever known, really, for people wanting to sort of like get involved, help, and everything. I think it's brilliant.
Vaping is very similar to the skateboarding community, but a lot nicer. You know, like it's a very similar vibe, but like as soon as you get into start doing competitions and looking at skateboarding like a job, you know, that sense of community is gone. But you can maintain a job in vaping, and that sense of community still retains. And it's really it says a lot about our industry.
It really is like a family. You know, it's like you've got brothers and sisters everywhere. You know.
Well, I literally.
You literally have, haven't you?
Yeah, literally. I'm right here.
Yeah. We said this the other week. There's not that many. I've not heard of any other where 2 brothers actually review. I've not seen it anywhere.
No, I don't. We haven't. I mean, there's family members, but not brothers.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that anywhere myself either.
My God, they are unique.
Vaping Eric says, who keeps making rustling noises like an old lady trying to open a Werther's original in a cinema?
That's probably me.
It just made me giggle, that.
Sorry about that.
It might be me, because I've been wiping me mod. I was doing that, sorry.
I was like playing with my board in the background.
It's a bit of a deal when we're getting told off.
Wait, that sounded wrong. Don't make me grab my skateboard and make me start playing with it.
Right then, little bro, what have you got coming up next week?
We've got a few reviews coming up this week, all the way up until Monday. If everything goes nicely to plan, we've got the Falcon King tomorrow. Ooh. We've got the Rapture to come, and then we're going on to a few mods. We've got a couple from Vatio, and then we have got a mouth to lung week next week. We've got what's it called? It's I think it said something Nano from sent in from Orgs Vape. Then I've got the Steam Crave as well. and I'm going to dig out, which I didn't do the review for, which I should have done, was the see it somewhere. Obviously, I've got the True Tank, which I've had for a while. I never actually did the review for it, and also the other one as well. I think is it the Gate.
Thank you, Skulls and Paws.
Later, Skulls.
It's later,
See
Skulls.
you later. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank you.
It's all mounted up. Just got to get through them. You know what it's like, Mark.
How's the live show? Because I know they want one this week. Are you all back to normal next week?
Supposed to be Gabe Bops on this week, and I was going to do the show, but Mr. Coyle, big shout out to Mr. Coyle. It was his wedding anniversary, also his wonderful wife Helen. It was her birthday, so they've been doing loads of things this week, and he didn't forget about it, but he didn't click it on about with the show. And then unfortunately Salford's not very well, so a big shout out to Salford. Hope you get better as well. Everything should be back to normal on Wednesday on my channel. Make sure you come and see the 3 Men and a Vape show. But yeah, that's about it, bro.
And if you haven't subscribed, why not? Please go over to Little Bro Vapes and give him a big thumbs up and a subscribe. So, Lethal, what have you got coming up next week?
Oh, Yogi, and more Yogi. We've got a bunch of Yogis that got to get done. I've already done the top down for it.
Kris, do you put your left foot in and then put your left foot out when you do the Yogi?
Oh,
Kris, you just hit a big milestone as well, haven't you? Just hit 700 subscribers, is it?
No, 600.
600.
Congratulations.
Shout out to well done for hitting 600, bro. Done really well. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you to all in chat and everybody. Thank you so very much for all of the support. I do appreciate it. We also have the top down's already been recorded for this, but we've got the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro.
Awesome.
That's going to be coming out very soon. Thank you very much, Irish. Appreciate that. I do want to get the BTFC done. Life accommodating, I will be able to get that out. So that's what I got. No more shows for the rest of the week. There may be a surprise live this weekend. I'm not sure yet. I don't believe we have the SoulOhm boys this weekend. I thought we did that last Sunday, so we're not going to have that this week. And yeah, so I'm free until next Wednesday.
Awesome.
Other than that, that's it. We've got Yogi, we've got the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro, and the possibility of the BTFC.
Awesome. And if you haven't gone over and subscribed to Lethal Coils, our wonderful Kris, please go over.
Don't forget to join us on the Stab Show on Sunday.
Okay.
Who's what?
Yeah, he's froze there a bit. So, BFG, what have you got coming up this week or next week?
Oh, there he is.
Sunday. So consider us warm up for Savs. It's a couple of hours before, but by God, we'll get you warm. If you can join us at Tales from the Ohm, we'd really appreciate it. This week, because of the really amazing support and feedback we got for the live show, we're going to do it again.
Awesome.
Everybody seemed to enjoy it. All the feedback was positive. So from 2 o'clock, you can join Mark and myself. Last week's show, we did start off sort of thinking about vape safety, didn't we, mate? But
we did.
Ended up with good omens.
Yeah, but what a show. What a show.
Internet, or is it my internet?
It's your internet, kiddo. You keep on freezing. Yeah, it's really bad internet. So, Gabe,
playing video games.
My dear friend, thank you for coming on. It's been absolutely awesome. I hope this isn't the only time you come on. I hope you come on again. So, obviously, you are a very, very busy man. What have you coming up this week?
Oh, geez, I don't even know. First off, thank you for having me. You guys are a lot of fun. I would definitely love to come back or be a part of some of the other shows you guys have going on because you guys are sick. And I like hanging out with you. I really like you guys a lot. So thank you for having me. Let's see. This forthcoming week, I have some videos coming out. I don't know off the top of my head. I have my Sunday night live stream that I do every single Sunday night around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do that. Let's see. my new clothing line, summer collection of my new clothing line is coming out kind of sporadically, and it's really, really cool stuff. It's all made here in America, and it gets made and it gets shipped to your door within like a week, and it's really exciting stuff. I'm going to be out in Los Angeles for 4th of July week. I believe I touched down on July 2nd, and I'm there until July 9th. So if anybody wants to do a meetup or something like that, I'm going to be meeting with some vape companies and filming skateboarding stuff for the channel. I'm trying to plan a meet and greet. If not, I will be at National Vape Expo the following week after that in July, where
New York.
In New York, thank you. Uniondale, I think, New York or something like that.
So.
I'll be there both days. And then
camping.
Yeah, a lot of videos, a lot of new music, and a lot of really cool stuff to come on the channel. So if you're not subscribed yet, hop over and subscribe. And because I got some really crazy stuff in the works that I kind of can't spoil, but there's a lot of cool videos coming. So awesome. Thank you again for having me.
Awesome. It's been really good.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. Talking about clothing line, if you want to support the channel, you can do. If you pop over to my Teespring site, you can get SoulOhm t-shirts, you can get SoulOhm hoodies, all that good stuff. You can also get Tales from the Ohm t-shirts and mugs as well. So you can always pop over there and support the channel. That'll be awesome. Right. Unfortunately, one of our little casters here isn't too well. Kris Little Coils has got a blinding headache.
Way to put me under the bus.
Yeah, we're going to put you under the bus. And also, we're having problems with our little bro and his internet. So we're going to wrap this one up for this season. So I want to give Gabe straight away, kiddo. Absolutely awesome. I would love to talk to you a lot more. So please, you're more than welcome to come on again and talk some more, because I would love to actually get into your music and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
So yeah, brilliant. BFG, love you, kiddo. Lethal, I love you. So I'm going to pass it over to Lethal first, make a change. Then Lethal can pass it over to BFG, and then BFG can pass it to Gabe to sign out.
Okay, so I guess I'm not doing it at the end then.
No,
I'll do it this time.
What with you being poorly?
No, that's fine. Lol, stereo Kris. Damn stereo Kris. What's going on with sound? 2 lethals.
Yeah, you got 2. It's our Aden messing about.
Oh.
Remove.
Okay.
Carry on.
Anyways, guys, thank you all in chat. It's been great having you guys with us. What?
It's all right. Our Aden's in the background. He's frozen. So yeah, go on. You carry on, Kris.
All right. Well, guys, thank you in chat so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure bringing you guys this show. To all the Spanners, great job in chat. You guys have done phenomenal as usual. We appreciate all of the help you guys give us too. Yeah, that's what I got going up my channel this week. Big love to all of the casters, Mark, Steve, and Gabe. Thank you again so much for coming on. I know it was kind of last minute, late notice. But,
yeah, I just woke up.
Yeah, pretty much. I figured that would have happened. But yeah, so guys, please do remember, please, that we're the masters of our own destinies. We're the only ones in this world that can pick and choose how positive or negative our days will ever be. So remember to keep that positivity high. Keep the smile on your faces and let that negative just brush off your shoulders. I love you all. Steve Hodson, take it away, buddy.
Oh, thank you. No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Right. I'd just like to say a massive thank you. Oh, God.
They're in my pockets, but you must go get them first.
I've fallen for that one before. It's not happening. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everybody in chat tonight. It's been some great banter. Sinner, you're a sick man and you're going to hell. You know that. But I'd like to say a massive thank you to Gabe. What an amazing show it's been tonight, mate. Thank you. And the cherries. Oh, the cherries.
You do know we're going to have to go and get one now. I've got to get one.
I know.
So if you short out on one of those mods, do they call that popping the cherry?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
No, me. No, me. Huge thank you as always to Mark. Always a pleasure, mate, and thank you for letting us come on.
Oh, it's been awesome.
Dude. I'm so looking forward to Sunday, you have no idea. Right, so let's hand it over to the man himself, the Ben, the young baby-faced whippersnapper that is Gabe. Sign us out, dude. Take it home.
All right. Thank you again, guys, for having me. It was an honor to be on your show. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, chat, for being so inviting and listening to me ramble. I already plugged all the stuff that I got going on, but in closing, I challenge everyone watching this, whether you're watching it live or watching it on the replay, to start your day the next day with doing something, you know, just a small act of kindness, stepping out of your comfort zone and reaching out to someone that you normally wouldn't talk to. If you're a younger person, you're in school or college or university or whatever, maybe go sit and eat lunch and talk to someone that you normally wouldn't. In your workplace, maybe extend the hand of friendship to somebody that you wouldn't normally talk to, because you don't know what they're dealing with at home or in their mind, and you might just save their life or might just inspire them to do something great and carry that on to the next person. You are a unique and beautiful person, and in the history of humanity, from the first person who has ever lived to the last person who will die, there has not been another person like you. Your story is 100% unique, and so carry that with you and go out in the world and make your story the best one that you possibly can, and be a light in the world. I invite you all to come over to the channel and subscribe and come hang out, watch me be an idiot, and thank you guys so much for having me. Bye, everybody.
Right,
before
no, he's back now, so bear with me once.
Went potato.
He went potato. Right, you've just come to the perfect timing, Aden. It's time to sign out. So would you like to say your goodbyes?
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Apparently, Professor Vapes thought I was stoned. No, it's just the way it looks. So, yeah. So sorry for messing the end of the show up. For some unfound reason, the internet decided to go potato. But it's all right now. So, yeah, big thank you to everybody on the panel. Thank you very much to all people in chat. Make sure you join us next week. And big love to everybody. It's been nice to meet you, Gabe. An absolute top bloke. Nice to listen to your story as well. And we'll see you again.
Right, I will leave this one. Thanks ever so much, everyone. Everyone in chat, the spanners, I've got to admit, thank you so much. You guys in chat, you do make this show. You really do. And all your input is absolutely vital to this show, so thank you very much. Gabe, thank you very much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Lethal, I know you're suffering, kiddo, and thank you for coming on anyway. BFG, love you loads. Love you coming on. And my little brother, and he is my little brother even though he's bigger than me. Love you tons, kiddo, and big love to you. Right, gonna wrap this one up. Thanks ever so much for watching. Don't forget to come and catch us again next Thursday, same time, same channel. Bye.
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 Gabe, at this point you've got to say piss flaps.
I have to pee so bad.
No, you have to say piss flaps.
Oh, piss flaps? What is that?
I told you it was you. Little waffle.
I like that bit. I need to pee.
You don't know what piss flaps is?
No.
Women genitalia.
Yeah.